The military doesn't have a pay problem. It has a money management and education problem. I've met many service members well into their careers, living paycheck to paycheck, stressed out each month. This is very avoidable. However, service members continue to do those avoidable mistakes month in and month out. Whether the newest private to the most senior of colonels, people continue to be stressed about money and they really don't have to be. By understanding these top money mistakes that military members are making, you can be the minority and not only make your financial situation better for yourself, but you can help mentor those who work beneath you. These money mistakes don't impact your life severely all at once. They add up over time. They compound and not in the good way. Today I'm going to show you how to avoid them and what you can do instead. I'm Michelle Mastrobattista with Deliberate Military Experience, and let's dive in. Money mistake number 1, service members are not learning how money works. They just aren't. Money comes in on the 1st and the 15th, and usually I have found that it's spent before it even clears the bank account. This is a huge mistake. Service members need to understand how it can help them in the long run, how they need to pay themselves first, the basics of a budget. But really, they just need to get smart on it. A lot of people join the military without any sort of formal financial education, and why would they have that? It is something that is not so obvious. People know they need money, but they don't know how to use it to their benefit. A simple $15 book can save a person thousands of dollars in money mistakes. A couple books I highly recommend are A Simple Path to Wealth by J.L. Collins and the book I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. These are two great books that I suggest most people read, especially when they're earlier on in their careers, or if you're looking for a change because your current habits just aren't working. Money mistake number 2, buying too much car. So many service members, for whatever reason, decide to treat themselves to a new fancy car, especially after deployment, and it just makes me shake my head. It is one of the biggest, most common mistakes that people make. Do people really need a huge truck when you just live in the barracks down the road? I think not. People need to buy boring and buy reliable, maybe even buy used. That's practical. It's not sexy and it's not exciting. People should treat their car as a mode of transportation, not as a way to show their self-worth to themselves. Cars can lose their value 20 to 30% after the first year, and that is not in a good place to be when you're spending far more than you can actually afford. Aim to pay for cars in cash if able, save up for it, or try to reduce that monthly payment to a reasonable amount that you can afford within your budget. Money mistake number 3, not contributing enough or at all to your TSP. Still, after 20 years, I don't know why I'm still surprised, but I still am, unfortunately, when I meet service members about to retire and I'm talking to them about money, trying to normalize the conversation, just to learn that there's only a couple $1,000s in their TSP, and that money is probably only what the government gave to them. And don't get me started if it's only in the G fund. TSP is one of the best ways to pay your financial self at a lower cost now. You need to invest in yourself, set it and forget it. I made a whole video about TSP. I'll leave it in the description below. Check it out. But basically, if you're not putting that 5% in to the TSP from your base pay, you are leaving money on the table, which is a huge mistake. You need to pay yourself, your future self now. By paying a little now, you will only thank yourself in the end. Connected to TSP, money mistake number 4 is not understanding or maximizing the entirety of the blended retirement system, or BRS. When I talk about BRS with service members, they have a very basic understanding of it. BRS has 3 components, and if you've joined after 2018, very likely you're a part of the BRS versus the legacy system. BRS includes a pension portion at a lower amount than those before 2018. It has the TSP component as well as the continuation pay. Service members need to understand the important timeline associated with the BRS in order to maximize the opportunities that it has. But again, service members aren't exactly educated on that up front, so beat the odds and get yourself smart on the BRS. Money mistake number 5, service members buying a house at every PCS. Don't do this. Just because the VA loan is rather readily available for you to use, that does not mean it is the right financial decision for you or your family. Under most circumstances, you're probably not going to be at a PCS location for more than 3 years, which is definitely the minimum amount of time I would recommend you even consider buying a house because of all the costs associated with it. As Ramit Sethi likes to say, mortgage is the minimum amount of money you're going to pay for housing. Rent is the maximum that you will pay. I know that depending on where you go across the country, a house that you buy might be nicer than a rental property, but you need to think really long term about it. Think about the location of it. What are the numbers going to be each month? Run the numbers. Know about the taxes, the insurance. I have spent so much money on blinds and window treatments at every location I go to, regardless if I've rented or bought. These things add up, and when the military moves you from house to house, there are costs associated with it, and adding the costs associated with buying a house, regardless if you use the VA loan, which reduces the requirement to put a down payment down on a house, still has costs. You still have to have money to pay for other things, and you need to be able to pay that each month faithfully. And then you're also taking the bet and gamble that you will be able to sell the home for more than you bought it for to account for all the costs associated with your next PCS move. So again, this money mistake is a huge one I see that military members make just because of other external factors, ego, or pressures from family. Remember to run the numbers will talk. Money mistake number 6, service members using, quote, military-friendly loan sharks. I understand that most people probably know that they shouldn't use a loan shark, and it is highly tempting, especially when these organizations are located right outside the gates of your base or post. Military members, I have found, have a lot of pride, and they just don't want to ask for help from their first sergeant or the military family readiness office at their location. So they take it upon themselves just to go put their title down at various pawn shops because they need the money to put food on the table for their families because of bad decisions made along the way. No judgment there, but if you are in this situation, don't do it. They can easily be charging over 30% for something that can probably be fixed in another manner. Use accredited banks, credit unions like USAA, Navy Federal, or other local organizations to wherever you are stationed, and do some homework and see how they can help you. Maybe do a credit consolidation of all your other loans, things like that. Get smart and don't be afraid to ask for help. I have found that it's a very taboo subject, and it's sensitive, but just don't use those loan sharks. You're putting yourself in an even more risky situation than you are now. Money mistake number 7, as I just alluded to, is that talking about money is taboo. No one in the military likes to talk about it. We don't address it. We aren't preventive with it. We just say, if you have money issues, here are all the resources, instead of being proactive in learning about it. I have found that leaders may or may not want to give advice because they don't want to be held accountable for it. But I also wonder if it's because they themselves aren't in good control of their financial situations. Certain leaders I have met who have been successful are very eager to share their lessons learned on investments or home buying. People are very open if they've been successful, and then there are those who don't say a word but then quietly suffer in financial silence. Don't be that person. Have the conversations with your subordinates or other people, just get that conversation going. Talk about taxes. Talk about how certain military programs can be of benefit to them. When to put money in what accounts when they deploy so that they can get it tax-free. Things like that. It's a two-way street. You want to get smart on money for yourself and for others, but it starts with a conversation and making it part of our daily vernacular so people aren't so shy about it when they do need help. Money mistake number 8 is a very individual thing, but it's no restraint. There are ads every day on the TV, on all the platforms of social media. People want your money. People know you get paid on the 1st and the 15th, and they aren't afraid to use all their marketing money to try to get your money. Depending where you are in the military, it might not be very much. No doubt about that. But you really need to have some strength in saying no, or at least not today. Little things add up over time, but it's really those bigger financial decisions like buying a souped out truck that can really make the bigger difference up front versus just skipping a cup of Starbucks each day. Really weigh, these pros and cons to your daily budget and how they can impact you in the long run, but you need to be strong and ask yourself, is this really necessary? Money mistake number 9 is a huge one, and that is lifestyle creep at the onset of a promotion. Yes, you should treat yourself when you get promoted in some form or fashion. You need to realize that these opportunities along your military career are worth celebrating, but you need to be realistic and figure out what makes sense. Be intentional, not automatic, with these upgrades to your life. Just because you got a promotion does not equal a new car. I would not recommend that in any way. If anything, with each promotion, put more into a retirement account. That's about the only significant recommendation I can make. Maybe treat yourself to a nice dinner and not a new motorcycle. That would not be prudent, besides the fact that it costs money for that product. Think about the secondary effects. Insurance, all the equipment you got to get for that thing. Oh my goodness, I'm just thinking about a colleague of mine who got promoted. Let's buy a new boat. Guess how long they kept the boat? Not that long. They just didn't have the time, and they didn't want to keep paying the money, and they were shorted thousands of dollars for making an impulse buy. Just don't do it. It's great that you got promoted, and you should relish in the fact of the pay increase that you earn along the way, but be smart about those financial increases to your pay and where it really will pay off in the long run. Money mistake number 10, not doing the research. Right up there with buying impulsively or buying major things in your life without the research. If your house needs a new refrigerator, are you just buying the first thing that's on sale because you think it's the right thing? Maybe, but did you do the research? What does Consumer Reports say about it? Just because you get something cheap because you think that's the right thing to do? Not always. Oftentimes, I have felt 80% of the time you get what you pay for. So there is a balance between quality of a product and what you pay for a product. If you buy a $10 pair of shoes, they probably aren't going to last so long, where you might find yourself buying 10 pairs of shoes over the year at $10, $100, versus just paying, $60 or $70 up front at the beginning and not have to buy another pair for another 5 years. You can start to do the math. Really do your research on certain products in your life so that you can understand and manage your expectations on the life cycle of some of these things, especially for major electronics, computers, those sorts of things. I think we've talked about vehicles enough, but other products in your life, clothing, for instance, that you want to live out its life cycle in a comfortable way so that you don't have to buy replacements continuously and end up paying for more than you had expected. Contrary to what a lot of people believe, the military does give you a fair amount of financial opportunities if you know how to leverage them and if you avoid these mistakes. Feel free to share this video with anyone that you know who is not as financially sound as you are now, and perhaps check out this next video on the blended retirement system if you want to learn more on how to leverage everything that the military is offering to you to take care of your future self.